because I'm about to take you to school. Beta!
The Game of the Week is being brought to you by Alltel, by your local Toyota dealers, and by Advance Auto Parts.
Welcome back to Nashville. Vanderbilt hosting Tennessee, the two arch rivals from the Volunteer State. And here are the starting lineups for today's game. For the Volunteers, Patterson, Bradshaw, Wingate, Lofton, and C.J. Watson playing his final regular season game at 11 points and 5 assists in the win 69-62 over Vanderbilt. And the final home game for the two Vanderbilt seniors, Mario Moore and Julian Terrell. There's Terrell. Interesting that both are from Nashville, both grew up with this Vanderbilt program. They were both ball boys in their youth. Terrell on the left and Moore on the right in their final appearance in the regular season for the Commodores. Bruce Pearl has worked magic in Knoxville with the Volunteers. They've won the East, hoping for a good seed in the NCAA tournament. And Kevin Stallings, coach of the Commodores in his 7th season here in Nashville. Tennessee's won 10 of the last 16. 69-62 at Thompson Bowling Arena on the 1st of February.
Man-to-man defense immediately by the Volunteers. You can see Watson on Moore out front.
As you saw, Tony Green, Doug Sermons, J.B. Caldwell calling the game today. Tried to get it inside to Terrell, knocked out of bounds by Tennessee with 20 on the shot clock.
I find it still amazing that Dane Bradshaw plays as much inside as he does. Second leading rebounder on this Tennessee squad.
At 6'4". Lob it into Terrell, and now Byers to set it up. Foster. Mario Moore, shot clock at 8. Here's Terrell passing inside. Foster. Or it was Carroll, actually, that missed the shot off the glass. Out of bounds, but Tennessee can't control the rebound. And Vandy will get yet another chance.
I don't want to give Vanderbilt too many chances on that end. You and I were talking about this before the show today, the fact that both of these teams are such good three-point shooting teams. It's rare to see them go inside, but you know, the one thing about these two clubs, along with Florida, they are 3 of the better shooting teams from beyond that arc in the country.
Question is, did the ball hit the rim to reset the shot clock? And it did not hit the rim. I think that's correct. So only 2 on the shot clock, 2 to shoot as Vandy puts it in. They got it in good shape, but the shot no good. And Tennessee comes away with a board in the form of Andre Patterson. So Watson sets it up on the half court for the Volunteers, their first possession.
And Vanderbilt into a man-to-man defense. Watch Patterson try to work his way inside.
Chris Lofton for 3, came up short. Mario Moore, who took a medical leave of absence. Been back the last 2 games. There's that three-point shooting you were talking about as Sean Foster gets the first basket of the game. Tennessee, the best three-point shooting team in the conference, and Vanderbilt second. That was the 150th three-pointer of Shane's career.
Yeah, the one thing that Tennessee needs to do is to try to get Lofton more shots. He only had 9 shots against Kentucky, 7 against Arkansas.
Major Wingate throws it down after the defense lost Patterson. He sprinted to the hoop. When the defense came over to get him, he got Wingate for the jam.
Might help to get Wingate that ball inside like that.
That was a no-doubter.
Good job by Watson getting through that screen.
Foster knocks down another one. Shane Foster 2 for 2 from the three-point arc.
Tom, he's had a terrific year. I mean, really, I think one of the better players in the SEC.
And Bradshaw loses it out of bounds.
points for Shane Foster.
Just a sophomore and already 8th on the all-time Vanderbilt list with 151 career three-pointers. Here's a run out. Byers and hustling down court. Lofton able to deflect the ball out of bounds. They'll call a foul on Chris Lofton. It's the first foul of the game.
Tom, that was something Kentucky did the other night against Tennessee. They threw over the top of that pressure. Vanderbilt trying to do the very same thing on that particular play. Tennessee had so much success with his full court pressure early in the year, all the way through mid-February. Now I think people are figuring out how to beat it.
He hits 2 to make it 8-2 Vanderbilt. He had a shot of Coach Pearl there, encouraging his team. It's his first experience at Memorial Gym and the end zone benches, which usually draw the coach's ire. Watson misses a 3. Rebound, Terrell.
Watson had a very poor shooting performance against Kentucky Wednesday night. He went 5 of 15.
Mario Moore misses a long-range 3. On the floor, Byers has it. Three-pointer no good by Foster. His first miss from the arc. And a Vanderbilt foul on the rebound. It's called on Terrell, his first.
You don't want to leave Foster open too much out there. I mean, he's already stuck 2 of those, and he had a wide open look that time.
It's 42% from the three-point arc. That's 4th in the SEC. Of course, Tennessee's Chris Lofton is the top three-point shooter. Wingate shuffles his feet. Traveling called. Second Tennessee turnover.
The man this time with Watson picking up more. Mario Moore missed 7 games while he was out. Just now, I think, getting his legs back.
Foster looks inside, nothing there. Back out to Moore. Tries to balance the floor now.
Vandy really spreading the floor right now against Tennessee.
Moore to the hoop, scoops it in.
Nice cut to the basket at that time by the guard from Nashville.
And the Doors have their biggest lead. Tennessee really just standing around in their half-court offense, not getting any penetration, nothing done. Watson gets it into Wingate, who fumbles it out. Third Tennessee turnover. Vanderbilt off to a great start. Final home game for the Commodores. This is Mario Moore, departing senior. Big lead for Vandy. With Chris Lofton and Shane Foster both there amongst the leaders in the top 5. Shane Foster is 2 for 3 shooting this afternoon, all from the three-point arc.
We should pass our congratulations along to the LSU Tigers and John Brady for their SEC championship this year. A great year.
Regular season SEC champs. They'll be in action in the second half of our doubleheader against Ole Miss. Rough start for Tennessee. Only 1 of 3 shooting. They turned it over 3 times. Roll not there, and Wingate tips it to Lofton. Here's Watson in front court. Wingate sets a screen. Juwan Smith in for the Vols, trying to get their offense jump started. Averages 10 a game off the bench.
Played well against Kentucky the other night.
Wingate can't hit. Tap no good. Loose ball. Finally, Wingate claims it. Here's Bradshaw's 3. No good. Mario Moore was decked by Smith. No whistle. And finally, Metcalf knocked out of his hand, out of bounds to Vandy.
Now, Tennessee had a couple of opportunities that time down inside. Watch again as you see them battle the glass inside. The Volunteers really going at it. Well, you can see that move by Juwan Smith. They're coming across trying to grab that rebound, and he knocks the ball out of bounds to give it back to the Commodores. We played over 5 minutes now, and Tennessee with only 2 points.
Dan Cage also into the game for Vandy, 6'5" junior from Indianapolis, averaging 6 a game, as well as Alan Metcalf, 6'9" sophomore from England. See the Volunteers only 1 basket. They've missed all 3 of their three-point attempts. Shot clock, 8. Foster blocked. Got it back, missed underneath. Third time is the charm as Shane Foster and Julian Terrell kept battling under the boards, and finally they get it home.
Well, Tennessee really struggling on offense.
Stanley Asunu on the floor for the Vols as Bruce Pearl looks for some sort of combination. Past 6 minutes now with only 2 points. They've gone 4:25 without scoring any kind. Shot clock expiring. No good, but back tapped by Asunu, and Tennessee retains possession. Bradshaw. Here's Watson back. Smith faked but couldn't get a shot away. Active Vandy defense. Long range two, no good, and finally rebounded by the Commodores.
Great coverage by Vanderbilt, closing down their shooters.
Tennessee's missed 6 in a row. Metcalf made a nice move to get free, then missed the reverse, and a run out for Watson. Blocked. Blocked by Foster. Mario Moore, three-pointer, long rebound. Picked up by Tennessee. Watson penetrates, and a Vanderbilt foul.
We talk a great deal about the offensive work that Shane Foster has put on display this year, but watch this block by the forward. Boy, that is a terrific play. Looked like Watson had a wide open layup. No, it was Smith that was going in that time, and Foster came from the left side and knocked it back.
Dan Cage whistled for the foul. C.J. Watson rolls it in, and we'll have another. Watson, excellent free throw shooter, about 87%.
He's had a great career at Tennessee, Tom. You and I have watched him play now for 4 years, and it seems like he got better every year. And this style of play that Bruce Pearl has installed this year, I think has really allowed him to flourish. I mean, he's a very creative guard.
Amongst the all-time leaders at Tennessee in assists, three-point field goals, steals, and 17th in scoring. 1,361 points coming into today. Second all-time in assists and steals.
Vanderbilt running that style of the Princeton offense that they like to run.
Metcalf on a high post gave it to Byers. Now Terrell. Jump hook is good. First basket for Julian Terrell.
When you're a senior, you got to score on senior day.
He and Moore both have.
Well, Vandy doing a nice job closing out shooters. I mean, they are backing it in and then really charging at the guy that's got the ball.
Patterson got the roll.
Maybe that's what you have to do. Allow that defense to come to you and then go by them. That was a good move by Patterson.
Alex Gordon walks it up for Vandy. 5'11" sophomore from Pensacola, averaging 5 a game. Metcalf handing to Byers. Backdoor cut. Cage can't handle it. Bradshaw ties him up. Julian Terrell operating inside for the Commodores. His first basket. Vandy holding Tennessee to only 2 of 10 shooting. Vanderbilt leading Tennessee 14-6 with 11:38 to go in the half. And of course, Tennessee with that high-octane offense, best in the SEC. You see how they rank in scoring offense and other offensive categories. Only 2 of 10, however, early going against Vanderbilt. And where Tennessee struggles is on the defensive end with that gambling pressure defense. They want to create chaos, even if they do give up some easy baskets every now and then. And they're last in the league in scoring defense and in three-point defense. Tennessee just 2 of 10, while Vandy is 5 of 14. That's 36%. That basket will count. And a Tennessee foul apparently just into the game. Jordan Howell hits the basket, and then the foul is called on Wingate.
I don't know who it was he grabbed, but he just threw him out of bounds and tossed him about 20 feet.
That's an Olympic sport, you know.
Oh, yeah.
The opponent toss.
Looks like it's an SEC sport today.
Second foul on Tennessee. The foul by Wingate. 14-9 Commodores with the basketball.
Bad switch there for Wingate. He's out front. And he's trying to guard a smaller player.
Gordon. But Cage dribbled until they could switch around. Byers. Here's Gordon's three. It's good. Alex Gordon with his first basket. It's a three-pointer. 17-9 Vandy.
Well, let me see. Dribble, pass, no, shoot. That's what I'll do. As a last resort and a good thought.
Lofton. Nice ball fake. Couldn't get the shot away. Got control. His bodies fly everywhere. 4 players on the court. Vandy's ball.
I think Tennessee's going to get it back.
No, I guess so.
Yeah. See, the one thing Vandy's doing today, much like Kentucky did the other night, but particularly with Patrick Sparks, they really have shut Lofton off. They're going to keep him from getting the basketball, denying the ball to him.
Lofton scored 15, but Sparks was all over him, and in the final analysis, they'd given up 31 to him before. Shot clock didn't reset. Lofton knew it, though. The fall away short, however, and taken on the fly. Commodores have a 4-on-3. Three-pointer by Gordon is good.
Great handling of the ball by Foster that time. Coming down the left side, knew he had a friendly face on the right side, gave it to Gordon, and Tennessee going to talk about it.
And Vanderbilt hitting 4 of 7 from the three-point arc has built a 20-9 lead at the midway point of the first half.
Tell you what, when you got a guy that comes off the bench that can shoot the way Alex Gordon can, you've got a big weapon. Here he is with his first three. That was a terrific pass by Foster. Now, once again, actually, that was his second one. This was his first one as he nails that one on a kind of belated thought. Has decided to go ahead and shoot it.
Coach next season. Mentioned Chris Lofton. He's been held in check so far. He's missed his 2 shots. Lob and a great catch by Asunu to get up and get it. Here's Wingate. Lost it, and Vandy has it.
Well, to this point, Vanderbilt has totally dominated the first half of the first half.
Really in every category. Lofton nearly had the steal, deflects it out of bounds. Next, some other scores. Boston College nipping Virginia Tech. Cincinnati beats West Virginia. Big win for the Bearcats. Auburn leads South Carolina. In that spin to the hoop, Vandy commits its second turnover as Carroll is called for traveling.
DeMarre Carroll got a little carried away with his abilities right there. You know, he's a really good inside player. Plays well with his back to the basket and has a good short-range jump shot. Got a little out of control that time, and the Volunteers get it back. Well, they need something on offense to get them rejuvenated here.
C.J. Watson back in. He's 0 for 4 to start this game. Lofton got a little space, made a nice fake of Gordon, kept his dribble alive, to the hoop to score. Nicely done. Chris Lofton's first basket.
Tom, he really worked for that basket. I mean, he had a ball fake to get Gordon in the air and then went by 2 other players to get that one off the glass.
That's the new dimension to Lofton's game we've seen this season, whereas last season he was just a shooter.
He's still a shooter.
Well, still that. Yeah, didn't lose that either, did he? He deflected the ball momentarily from Byers, but it came back to Gordon. He missed. Tapped to him again. Blocked by Patterson.
Good defensive play that time.
You know, Tennessee's just not sharp. How many passes have they fumbled out of bounds?
A number of them.
9. Shane Foster. He has 9 points, all from the three-point arc.
I'm going to tell you, he shot that one from Ryman Auditorium. he had to be about 26 or 7 feet out, but then I can't tell from down here.
He's 3 of 4. Yeah, we're down below court level. Asunu, short. Got it back. Rimmed out. They just can't buy one. Here come the Commodores. 5 rebounds for Carroll now. That one's short. And a nice rebound by Watson, who's no slouch as a rebounder when he gets in there, despite his size. And that's going to be a push-off on Watson. Used his off arm to create some space and is called for his first foul. Rough beginning of the game for Bruce Pearl and the Volunteers. They've turned it over 6 times. They trail 23-11. Welcome back to Nashville, where the Vanderbilt Commodores lead the Tennessee Vols 23-11. Alltel presents the Alltel SEC Trivia question. Who was the only man to be a head coach at 3 SEC schools? One man that was not is Roy Kramer, the former football coach at Central Michigan, I think, assistant coach. Then he was athletic director at Vanderbilt, commissioner, longtime commissioner of the Southeastern Conference, presented with a special photo commemoration here just a couple of moments ago with his wife here in Nashville.
Roy looking good.
Roy Kramer in retirement and enjoying it. I saw them at a Notre Dame-Michigan football game this past season, making the rounds and enjoying retirement.
Old football coaches never go away, do they? Football coaches keep going back to football games.
Three-pointer on its way. Gordon can't hit. Scrapped for the rebound and a foul called on Julian Terrell. That's his second foul as he was battling Ryan Childers for the rebound. So nice to see Roy Kramer and his wife Sarah Jo here at Memorial Gym on senior night, senior day. Metcalf replacing Terrell, who just picked up his second foul.
Nice switch that time on Lofton. And Foster now has him back.
Pulls up, shoots, short. A lot of Tennessee shots have been short today.
A lot of Lofton's shots have been short.
It's another sign of not quite ready to play. Cage with a quick 3. Out of bounds to the Vols.
It's been a rare miss for him recently. He is 19 of 36 on three-point shooting. Of the last 36 shots, he's done very well.
Illinois wins in East Lansing. There's that Auburn, South Carolina score, and George Washington ahead early.
Big win for Illinois today at East Lansing. That might get them a number 2 seed.
Long-range 3, again short. That was Juwan Smith.
A little bit out of his range. Certainly not Lofton's range, but Smith maybe a couple of steps beyond where he's really capable of shooting the ball.
Tennessee 1 of 6 from the three-point arc. Jump stop. Foster's shot partially blocked by Patterson. That's 3 blocks by Patterson. Watson's pull-up 3, no good. Here's Wingate. Nice follow, Major. Wingate.
Good offensive rebound. Wingate right there to gather that one in.
Over the top to beat the press, but deflected. Foster picks it up, and it'll be an offensive foul. Shane Foster of Vandy called for the player control foul. No basket.
Kevin Stallings is really upset with this call. He thought Wingate was moving.
Follow SEC basketball by logging on to jpsports.com. Look for the Toyota Info Center. All the information you need, your online destination for our coverage of SEC hoops, jpsports.com. For a moment. Gets it back, and Watson will set it up.
Tennessee continues to work the ball in the perimeter so they can make some dribble penetration.
Shot clock at 10. Watson had it deflected. Vandy's ball. Here's a 3-on-2 break. Cage. Foster open three, rimmed out. Scooches fouled on the follow. Vandy's gone 4 minutes without a point, but Bradshaw.
By the way, these two clubs have increased more in attendance than any teams in the Southeastern Conference.
Well, Scooches normally hits 72% at the line, missed them both. And still now Vandy without a point for over 4 minutes. Nearly a travel by Bradshaw. Looked like he just kept that pivot foot intact.
Look at Tennessee looking back down at Bruce Pearl trying to decide what they're going to do on offense, and he's got to yell to him from the other end of the court.
Welcome to Memorial Gym. Used to drive Rick Pitino to distraction. Watson's pass. Not able to be saved by Smith, and Tennessee has turned it over for the 9th time. The two coaches sharing a moment before the game. Vandy on top. We're leading at 23-15, despite the fact that they have gone over 4.5 minutes without scoring a point, even missing 2 free throws in that span. For the game, Vanderbilt hitting 8 of 25, 32% shooting only for Vandy, but Tennessee's even worse, 5 of 21, 24%, and the Vols 1 of 8 from the three-point arc. Vandy 5 of 12 from three-point range. Tennessee's turned it over 9 times, Vanderbilt 4. Tennessee out-rebounding Vandy 19-15.
It's not a good resume right there for either club.
Nope, nothing to impress in this first half, other than the Vandy three-point shooting.
Tell you one thing, Tennessee's defense has stiffened. Made it a little bit tougher for Vanderbilt to get better looks at the basket. Vandy has missed some close-in opportunities.
Shot clock winding down. Byers with 4 to shoot. Step back shot, no good. Didn't get a very good look that time, and the scoring drought continues. Smith thought about it. Now Jordan Howell at the point, gives it up. Chris Lofton scooting to the basket and laying it in. Nobody switched over, and Lofton laid it in for his 4th point. And the Tennessee's within 6.
Well, it was almost as if Vandy just ignored him. I mean, he just went in untouched.
Vanderbilt now has gone almost 6 minutes without scoring, and Tennessee has scored 6 points in a row. Vandy's lucky they haven't scored more. And you're right, I think the Tennessee defense is much better. Byers an air ball on an open 3. Gonna be lucky if either team shoots over 30% in this first half. Vandy's missed 7 in a row.
Say one thing for Tennessee, they have not lost their poise after being down like they were. They've hung in there, and I think it's their defense that's brought them back.
Under 2 minutes. Foul call. It's whistled against Foster. Shane Foster, 2nd foul.
Chris Lofton's one of the really good three-point shooters in the Southeastern Conference, but he put the ball on the floor, as Tom indicated earlier in the half. It's a part of his game that he has really enhanced, his ability to get to the rim.
6 fouls against Vandy now with a 1:51 on the clock. Announcers for this game selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Here's a run out by Gordon. Nice lead pass by Foster, and the first score by Vanderbilt since the 18-15 mark. Is that right? 8-15 mark. What'd I say? 18. 8-15.
Tennessee right back with another score. Look at Foster come across that lane.
Dumped it inside. Scooches got it. Bruce Pearl wanted to travel. Didn't get the call. First basket for Scooches. Smith blocked by Scooches, but a foul. His 2nd foul.
You know, oftentimes when you run the break, you got to make sure you get the ball to the right man. Delivering.
Andre Patterson at the free throw line for Tennessee. One of the top rebounders in the conference. Soft touch.
Both these clubs playing a lot of people in this first half.
Shuttling them in and out. That's what you have to do when you play Tennessee. And, of course, the Vols want to keep fresh people in there, too, or their press isn't nearly as effective. Bruce Pearl has brought the up-tempo game to Knoxville. Patterson has 2 rebounds and now has 6 points. 6 points, 2 boards for Andre, who cuts the lead to 6 with just over a minute to play in the first half. Alex Gordon scooches on the high post.
Nice screen by Scoochis that time for Gordon.
Foster.
You can't shake Howell.
Pulls up over Howell. Shoots it too hard. Offensive board and a putback is good.
I tell you, Damari Carroll is really doing a good job inside.
Asumnu misses and Scoochis the rebound. And they'll hold for the final shot. Tennessee's fewest first half points of the season, 23 at South Carolina. So this would be their fewest first half points of the season by the Volunteers.
And this is the leading scorer in the league, the Volunteers.
Averaging 82 points a game. Final seconds and put in just before the horn sounds to end the half. Great execution by Vanderbilt that time as Carroll hits back-to-back buckets to end the half.
Tom, you can't draw it up any better than the way Vandy did to end this first 20 minutes. Good baseline move. Carroll gets in the right position to receive it, drops it in the net. The Volunteers with only 21 points in the first half.
And holding Tennessee to 28% shooting, their lowest first half output of the season.
SEC Basketball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, by Aaron Sales and Lease Ownership, by Advance Auto Parts, by Sonic Drive-Ins, and by Chevrolet.
Only 1 of 9. Vanderbilt had 5 threes in 13 attempts. Rebounding battle won by the Vols, but they also turned it over 9 times to only 4 for Vanderbilt. Commodores by 10 with the second half coming up.
SEC Basketball is being brought to you by Geico, by Q Motor Oil, by Bell South, and by Pontiac.
Ready to start the second half with Vandy leading Tennessee by 10. And immediately following this game, we'll take you to Baton Rouge to join Dave Baker and Joe Dean and West.
We were all talking about who was going to be the best of the West and the East. Most everybody thought LSU and Alabama would be the powers in the West, and everybody thought Kentucky would be in the East. And, well, part of it was prophetic anyway. 2 teams showed up. Alabama, LSU played very well this year.
See the leading scores. Tennessee only scored 33 points in the second half Wednesday night against Kentucky, and just 21 in the first half today, so 54 points in their last 2 halves of basketball. See the leading scores in the game, not a single player on either team in double figures. And a tough start for C.J. Watson today. Watson has 2 points, has turned the ball over 4 times, and does not have an assist.
Tom, I indicated in the first half that Watson was 5 of 15 against Kentucky on Wednesday. He is 0 for 5 today, so in the 1.5 half games that he has played, he is 5 of 20 so far. They need for him to pick up his offense. I mean, he is key to them.
Tennessee will start the second half with Patterson, Wingate, Lofton, Watson, and Bradshaw. They're starting 5 with Byers, Terrell, Foster, Carroll, and Moore, the original starting 5 for Vanderbilt.
Volunteers go to a 2-3 zone matchup. Start the second half.
Try to lob over it, and Wingate with an undercut foul and a tough, hard fall.
Looks like he's in a little bit of pain. Watch the lob pass right here. Thought he might have been able to break his fall with his left hand, but evidently not. Oh, that's tough.
Wingate immediately goes to see if he's okay. Wingate. So Dan Cage has come in for Vandy.
Tennessee opened up in a zone. Now they're back to a man-to-man.
Terrell drives on Wingate. That'll be the third foul on Major Wingate. Terrell sinks a pair. 33-21 equals the largest lead for the Commodores. Tennessee has never been in front. Wingate, they left him alone, and he was called for traveling. Went up for the shot, changed his mind, and came down before he made the pass. So
well, he looked down inside and saw Andre Patterson down there, and he thought, I'm not going to take this shot. I'm just going to drop it inside. Well, it was too late. He'd already come down. Bruce Pearl's going to get him out of the game. 2 fouls and a turnover to start the second half for Wingate.
He's committed 5 turnovers. That's the 10th by Tennessee. Byers spotted, three-pointer, no good. Strong rebound that time by Patterson. Here's Watson. C.J. Watson pitched it out of bounds. 5 turnovers now for Watson without an assist and without a field goal as well. And here's Shane Foster returning for Vanderbilt to the applause of the faithful after being shaken up on the foul by Wingate earlier.
Tom, I'll tell you what's amazing about that stat about Watson. He is better than 2-to-1 in an assist-to-turnover ratio, and it has been totally the opposite for him today. He has not had a good afternoon.
Season high in turnovers. He is the second in the league behind his teammate Dane Bradshaw in conference assist-to-turnover ratio. Today, no assists, 5 turnovers. Terrell lost it, picked it up, lost it again. Scrapped for it, held ball called. Possession arrow. You can't see it where we are. I think it's Tennessee, but I'm not sure.
Nice pass to the inside. A pretty good defensive job that time. I thought about Andre Patterson to get over there and cut the lane off.
A possession arrow did point Tennessee's way. Vols with a basketball, down 33-21. After their lowest point total of a first half this season, they've gone a minute and a half of the second without scoring. Smith, long three, short. Patterson had it for a moment, slapped out of his hand, last touch by Vandy.
Tom, you have said that word several times today on Tennessee's shots. Short. And they have been short with a number of them.
Vols in danger of losing their 3rd in a row, which would be the most this season. They're only 1 of 10 from the 3-point arc. Patterson misses underneath, under pressure. And Vandy comes out with it. More one-handed pass. And a reverse by Carroll is good. Biggest lead for the Commodores. Tennessee over 2 minutes without scoring. Bradshaw, no good. Yanked down by Terrell.
That was a wild shot by Bradshaw.
Foster missed it.
Was watching down underneath there. I thought there was going to be a foul called on this end down here, but instead they're going to give Vanderbilt the ball back.
One of the outside officials, I think, was all ready to call a foul, but Tony Green said nope. Just Vandy's ball. Here's Byers, made a good catch, missed the 3. Offensive rebound, however. Carroll's follow goes in. 10 points for Damari Carroll.
Carroll having a good afternoon.
He's the only player in the game in double figures.
Well, these Vandy fans are loving this.
Well, they beat Tennessee in football this season. They'd love to take this final regular season game against their arch rivals. Lofton finally gets a bucket for Tennessee. They went nearly 3 minutes of the second half before they scored.
It's the second time this game that Lofton's been able to go in with his left hand and lay off of the glass. Almost as if Vandy is ignoring him when he gets inside that three-point line.
That's a foul on Watson. Mario Moore at the point. Vandy with the ball up 37-23. Wingate with a block of Terrell. Smith might have been partially blocked. It was short anyway. And then Byers can't handle the pass. Vandy turns it right back over. That's their 6th turnover.
Boy, that's a chance. It's blown. I mean, they had a good opportunity for a basket right there. They were 2-on-1, and Byers just could not handle that pass.
Wingate. Eight points for Wingate, and here's another turnover. Byers lost the ball out of bounds against the Tennessee pressure.
Well, Vandy just can't stand prosperity. They build up that lead, and they allow Tennessee to come back again. But that pressure of the Volunteers again, and I'll say it, they are very tough at forcing you to come and get the ball and not allowing you to try to catch it.
Bradshaw looks for Wingate, instead launches a three and hits it. Dane Bradshaw. Tennessee now 2 of 12 from the arc. That's his first basket.
That was the best looking shot I've seen Tennessee take today from beyond that three-point arc.
Back to a single-digit lead. Just a moment ago, it was 16 for Vanderbilt.
Nice cut.
Byers.
Like Terrell was the one that made the pass to him on the cut.
Watson and Moore going at it. And Mario Moore is going to be called for a hold. He can't believe it. Tennessee needed this three-pointer by Dane Bradshaw. And at the other end, Byers lays it in. (39-28) Vandy with 15:28 to go here in Nashville. Final regular season game. During the first half, we asked you this All-Tell SEC trivia question. He was the only man to be head coach at 3 SEC schools. Johnny Maurer was the head coach at Kentucky, Tennessee, and Florida. The man who, I believe, preceded Adolph Rupp at Kentucky.
That's exactly right.
And we'll have another All-Tell SEC trivia question for you during our next telecast, which is coming your way on most of these stations. LSU and Ole Miss right after our game. Second half identical shooting, 3 of 7. The difference is Tennessee's hit 1 of 3 at the three-point arc, where Vandy's 0 for 2. Vandy's turned it over 3 times in this second half. Watson got his first assist on the last Tennessee basket. Shot clock 5. Bradshaw gives it up. 1 to shoot. Watson did and hit a 3 at the shot clock buzzer. His first field goal. It's a three-pointer at the buzzer. Here's Byers trying to answer, can't do it. Asumnu collars the rebound.
Nice
Wingate
pass.
with a run-out jam for Tennessee.
What a terrific pass and catch.
10 points for Wingate, and the ball's within 6. Mario Moore fouled, a holding foul as he scooted between defenders. Wingate said, not me. If it is him, it'll be, and it is, it'll be his 4th foul. 4 on Wingate.
Talk about good clock management. Tennessee used it to the nth degree right here. Look at that shot clock in the background. Go to 0 on Watson's three-point attempt as it goes into the air. Great catch here by Wingate. But he followed that up with his 4th foul. And
he goes to the bench, having scored 10 points and grabbed 6 rebounds, and they get awfully small without him. Jump hook is no good, and a rebound Patterson. His 4th board. Watson forced it. And two Commodores battling for it. Can't handle it. They'll give it back to Tennessee. Vanderbilt just not able to take advantage of things here numerous times in the second half.
Tom, I got to give Tennessee a lot of credit, though. I mean, they have battled back 3 times today, twice in the first half and once so far here in the second half. After they got down, what was it, 16? I think 16, was the lead at one time, and now they've got it back to 6.
Cage for Byers. For Vandy. Patterson, wild jump hook.
That is not the kind of shot I think Bruce Pearl wants off of his offense. Vandy starting to spread the court now.
Tennessee's on a 12-2 run. Patterson knocked it away. Backdoor cut. Gordon to Carroll. Back to Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Penetration. That's a Cage 3. No, it hit the net, but never went through the basket. Gordon's follow. Wild. No good. Bradshaw the other way. Patterson leaves. Asunu. Offensive foul. I wish they had that dotted line under there like they do in the NBA. To me, he was too far under. He would have been inside that line. It would not have been a foul.
Well, they had that in the experimental games at the beginning of the season.
Finally, after a 3-minute, 45-second drought, Foster gets the three-pointer, and he's in double figures with a dozen. Here's a whistle away from the ball. Timeout, Tennessee. Tennessee takes a timeout. Bruce Pearl and the Vols made a run, but Vandy back up 42-33. Tennessee got within a half dozen, but Vanderbilt has pushed it back out. Tennessee held below its season three-point shooting average for the season, best in the conference at 40.1%, only 23% today, while Vandy's second in the conference, 39-1, is 50% three-point shooting. Neither team has a steal in the entire game, as we saw the steal stats for the SEC. Lofton and Watson tied for second, and Tennessee does not have a steal as a team. Jordan Howell back on for the Vols.
Vandy, good man-to-man defense. Again, closing down on Lofton, not allowing him to get a good look at the basket.
4 to shoot. Bradshaw launches a 3. No good. And a rebound underneath by Byers, who blocked off Patterson. Patterson could have been called over the back, was not.
He took a pretty good blow that time, and still was able to hang on to the rebound.
Try to make a pass in traffic, not a good decision. And a steal for Tennessee.
Sometimes the best pass is the easiest pass.
Lofton for 3. Off the mark, but Asunu an offensive board. Howell's pass deflected out of bounds by Terrell. And we'll take a break at the 11:49 mark. Vanderbilt leads Tennessee by 9. From Music City, Memorial Gym, where Vandy has played basketball for 54 years now. As we look at our top 25 teams in the nation, presented by Q Motor Oil. The Vols ranked 11th, Florida 17th, LSU 21st. The 3 SEC teams in the top 25. LSU the regular season champs. Tennessee the Eastern Division champs, and Florida playing Kentucky at Rupp Arena tomorrow for the 2nd seed from the East. The SEC tournament headed here for Nashville starting next Thursday.
I got to believe LSU's going to move up in the ratings next week.
Lofton missing a 3. He's 0 for 5 from three-point range. He'd been hitting 61% from the three-point line his last 7 games. South Carolina starting to pull away, and
ooh, look at that.
U of L leads the 2nd-ranked Huskies. See the other scores.
Charlotte making a run at GW right now.
And here in Nashville, Tennessee, the 11th ranked team in the nation, in danger of losing its 3rd straight game. as Alex Gordon commits his first foul.
And in fact, Tom, it would be 4 of their last 5, and the one win they have in that group is against Florida.
Vanderbilt, meanwhile, has won 3 of its last 4. They're already locked in as the number 4 seed from the East. Last foul was the second of the half against Vandy. Jump ball. As Asunu was tied up by Cage as he went up for the shot. Turnover Tennessee. Cage made the defensive play.
That's well.
Vanderbilt handles the pressure defense, gets it into front court to Cage and back to Byers. Terrell fouled by Patterson. Hey, Ashland, Kentucky. That's right. Not too far from Lexington. What, a couple hours?
About 130 miles, yeah. Nice back cut.
Lofton fouled. Bradshaw made the pass.
Anytime you get
Vandy a little taste their own medicine.
Yeah, I really did, Tom. And anytime you're getting that pressure on the wing like that, you can't make the pass from the point guard to the wing. Go ahead and use that back cut. That's exactly what Tennessee did that time. And Chris Lofton taking full advantage of it. Good pass by Bradshaw.
Third foul on Julian Terrell, who came to help on defense. And Lofton misses the free throw. He had hit 38 in a row. 38 straight, and he misses off the front of the rim.
And he could have tied Danny Schultz for first place. And I think Michael Brooks was the other guy that also had 38.
So he 1 away from tying the Tennessee record, and he misses on his 39th attempt. Pull up Foster came out. Patterson waiting in. Loft
the rebound and pull it down.
There's a three-pointer on its way by Moore. Not there, but slapped back to Foster. He's short on his shot. Byers lost it. Smith for Tennessee. Lofton short. Shot was flat. Smith, his three-pointer, no good. Slapped back. Watson beat Moore to the ball. Here's Lofton again. 3, no good. He can't buy one from the arc. Rejected underneath, and a collision and a foul called on C.J. Watson of Tennessee.
Is it Watson or is it going to be Byers?
Or Byers.
Yeah, it's Byers on the other side for Vanderbilt.
They started to walk the other way.
Yeah, they did. You can see the collision right here as the ball is blocked. That was a terrific block down inside by Terrell. Well, Watson really got nailed. Byers went right through him. I was with you. I thought they were going to walk to the other end, and I couldn't quite figure that out because it looked like to me Byers was the one that created all the contact.
I agree with you. Meanwhile, Tennessee now 3 of 19 from the arc. Here's Lofton again. This one finds the mark. Chris Lofton's first three-pointer. He has 10 in the game. 10 points in the game. Timeout Vanderbilt. Looks like Major Wingate grabbing Chris Lofton by the jersey, saying, keep firing, man. You're finally got one down. Well, be sure to visit the Dr. Pepper fan.
I tell you what, Cage threw that right to Watson. Look at this maneuver. Quick move. He almost slipped right there at the end. Regained his balance. He got a big basket. Now Tennessee's within 5.
Vanderbilt's gone over 3 minutes without scoring. Not a bad pass. Cage saves it right to Patterson.
Oh, Vandy breaking down offensively here.
Smith for 3.
Tennessee's not.
His first basket makes it a 2-point game. 9-0 run by the Vols. Mario Moore had to bounce it off a Tennessee player to save a turnover there.
Watch Juwan Smith right in the corner. Tennessee starting to feel it. Well, that's a nice catch. Look at this form. Squared up, good follow through, good result. Tennessee's offense starting to show life.
And quite a few Vol fans here at Memorial Gym cheering as Tennessee closes within a deuce. They've hit their last 2 threes, one by Lofton and one by Jawan Smith. And hope you'll stay tuned. Coming up next from Baton Rouge, you'll see the regulative word was that Rod Barnes will not return as the Ole Miss coach. So they'll play their final regular season game for Coach Barnes in Baton Rouge today, and then in the SEC tournament here in Nashville next week.
Tom, I will tell you this, I will miss seeing him on the sidelines. He has always been very generous with us. Quite the gentleman, always gave of himself as far as time for us to be able to talk to him. I'll miss seeing him on the sideline.
Another turnover, Lofton with a quick basket to tie it at 44.
Boy, this pressure has really hurt Vanderbilt. Tennessee doing a great job defensively.
Tennessee has never led. They've just tied it at 44, overcoming a 16-point second-half deficit.
Well, Vandy is just falling apart on offense. A lot of it, I think, contributed by that Tennessee defense. The pressure has been unrelenting.
There's a foul.
Here's the basket that got the tie. Good job again down inside, the steal right there. Again, the pickup and the basket. Patterson coming up with that good hands work on the defensive end.
5th steal by Tennessee. Remember, 5 or 6 minutes ago, we said that there was not a steal in the game by either team. Now suddenly 5 quick ones by Tennessee. Terrell, fouled by Patterson, misses the first free throw.
Now the question is, can Vanderbilt retain their composure? I mean, when you lose a lead like this, sometimes your club just begins to fall apart. See if Vandy can handle it here in the final 8:34. Tennessee has certainly gathered the momentum.
Might have seen that tattoo of a rose on Julian Terrell's right arm in honor of his late mother Rose, who passed away a year ago, has a tattoo of a rose and the name Rose there. Lofton, step back 3. No good. That was a strong rebound by Carroll. Going back to that rose tattoo in honor of Terrell's mother, it was designed by his teammate Derek Byers. Foster's 3, way off. Lofton was blocked off by Terrell, somehow comes up with it. 2-on-2, Lofton scores.
Tom, was that a creative shot right there? I mean, he took a real bump from Alex Gordon and was still able to shoot it off of the glass.
Chris Lofton has come alive now with 14 points, has given Tennessee its first lead. Byers for 3. They needed that one. The trifecta by Derek Byers.
He's one of the better three-point shooters on this squad.
44% on the season. First field goal for Vandy in over 4 minutes. Patterson. Nice pass from Smith.
Tom, how much better is Tennessee playing with Wingate out of this lineup? They're really going up and down the floor. Their pressure has been better. They're filling those lanes, getting out on the break, and beginning to make shots. The smaller, quicker lineup has paid dividends.
Terrell lost it right into the hands of Childress. Patterson pushing to Smith, open 3. And rebounded by Carroll. 10 boards for Damari Carroll. Three-pointer no good by Byers. Watson in a hurry for the balls.
Watson looking around, deciding what he wants to do, and Bruce Pearl telling him what to do.
Lofton checked by Byers. Got away from him, baseline. Terrell comes to help. Around the horn to Watson for 3. Long rebound taken by Gordon of Vandy.
I think they got the shot they wanted. That was good ball movement by Tennessee.
Way off on Foster's shot, but the putback is good, and 1 for Terrell. Third foul. We'll take a break. The shot by Foster, an air ball, but right into the hands of Terrell. 2-point game. Lofton for three. Tapped up and in. Beautiful tap.
Well, that was a great
Asumnu.
Yeah, great tip in that time by Stanley Asumnu.
Had to wait till he scrambled up to see who it was. Of course, we're in our subterranean digs here at Memorial Gym, which is always good for a few laughs and a few missed calls.
Asumnu really got up in the air, off balance that time. Byers.
This is a three. Rebounded by Smith. 7 rebounds for Jawan Smith. All 6'2" of him. Bradshaw up and under, can't get it. Pitches it back to Lofton. Normally he would fire that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, pretty good defensive work by Damari Carroll that time.
So Lofton drives and a dish and a hammer.
Pick a Vandy player. There were about 3 of them that nailed him.
Asumnu knocked to the court after, on the last possession, tapping it in.
You know what? He might have been pushed to on that shot. That was a controlled tip.
Julian Terrell has committed his 4th foul for the Commodores as Asumnu rolls in the free throw. So 4 on Terrell. Stanley Asumnu, the senior from Houston, a sub 50% free throw shooter, but he gets them both. And he ties it at 50. No, in fact, gives Tennessee the lead at 52-51.
Nice comeback by Tennessee.
Terrell goes out with 4 fouls, replaced by Dan Cage.
I'll tell you what, and there's a lot of heroes out there right now for the Volunteers, at least to this point.
Tennessee known for its offense and not its defense, but it's been its defense that has carried them on this comeback. Both full pressure, court pressure, and half court. There's a way to beat it. Foster fires over it for a 3. He's 5 of 8 from 3-point range.
The guy's got unlimited ability beyond that arc.
Bradshaw. Smith for 3, partially blocked and taken by Vandy.
I think Foster might have gotten a piece of that.
That's 3 blocks by Foster. Lofton steps into the passing lane. Against Gordon, put it through.
Well, Chris Lofton having a good second half, Tom. Not only his offensive work, but that was a good defensive play right there.
12 and a half, 16 for the game. Almost another steal by Watson this time.
Well, C.J. Watson putting a lot of pressure on Foster out there.
Shot clock at 10. Byers guarded by Bradshaw. Muscles him in. He'll shoot 2. Second foul. We'll take a break with 3:33 left in a tie game. Back after this from your local SEC station.
The Alltel SEC Game of the Week has been brought to you by Alltel.
With producer Roger Roebuck, director Dave Burchett, Tom Hammond, Larry Conley, Memorial Gym in Vanderbilt. Final regular season game for Tennessee and Vandy. Tennessee trying to break a 2-game losing streak. Vandy trying to enhance its credentials for a long shot NCAA bid. Commodores led Tennessee by 16 in the second half before Tennessee came back, and they've done it with their defense. The Vols have gotten 14 points off 11 Vanderbilt turnovers in this half. Derek Byers at the Vanderbilt free throw line for a pair.
Byers pretty reliable usually from the free throw line.
72% for the season for the Memphis native.
Transfer from Virginia has been a big help to this Vandy club this year.
Sinks the second one. And the Commodores with a 1-point lead. Lofton splitting defenders on the dribble. The pass really never came up for Patterson. He fumbled it away, but last touch by Vandy.
Tom, I thought it was a very difficult pass that Chris Lofton was trying to make that time. I was watching Patterson make his cut to the basket, and he really had no room to make that cut.
Lob the ball in to C.J. Watson. And the Volunteer senior will set it up. Out of bounds, off Watson. C.J. with another turnover. That's his 6th turnover.
Lofton's got Gordon out front. Lofton's had a good game defensively, and another steal by Tennessee.
Patterson. That's the 9th steal this half by Tennessee. Vols back up 1.
Tom, your point was well made. This Tennessee defense has really brought them back. Those steals have been just critical in this second half. Bradshaw almost got that one.
A lot of just dribbling by Carroll. Somebody needs to come to the ball. Finally, Byers does. And then Terrell tries to call timeout. Yes, he does, as he sails out of bounds to save possession for Vandy. But a rough-looking half-court possession by the Commodores. It ends with a timeout and 7 on the shot clock.
Bruce Pearl questioning whether he had possession when he was going out of bounds. Go back and look at this earlier play again. Andre Patterson coming up with a steal right at midcourt. Looked back over his shoulder quickly enough to make sure there was nobody there and threw it down. As Tom indicated, that was their 9th steal of the second half.
And the 4th by Patterson. Here it is as it goes out of bounds. I think he had possession. It was moving around as he used his hands to make the timeout signal.
That's kind of hard to do. Call timeout with your hands and still maintain possession of the ball.
.219 on the clock, 1-point game. 9 fouls committed by Tennessee. Vandy still has fouls to give. 7 on the shot clock. Trouble getting it in. They do find it right to Terrell. It's blocked. Blocked at the rim by Patterson, his 4th block of the game. Wow, point blank.
Terrific play again by Patterson. What an afternoon he has had. Hasn't been on the scoring end, it's been on the defensive end.
Bradshaw for 3.
Big bucket for Tennessee. Wow.
And suddenly the Volunteers have their biggest lead of the game, 4 points. This is after they scored a season-low 21 in the first half, after they trailed Vandy by 16 in the second half. Mario Moore will shoot a pair.
Bradshaw's going to handle it.
Screen from Patterson, didn't use it. Spins, back to Lofton for 3. Deadly, open 3, Chris Lofton from Dane Bradshaw.
Good trap by Tennessee. They've got more in the corner.
And Vandy beats it. Numbers for the Commodores. Foster pull up 3, no good. Long rebound, who has it? Slapped back to Moore. Moore launches a 3. Short, air ball. Out of bounds to Tennessee.
Vandy's going to have to press. If they cannot get the turnover, they've got the foul. They still got 1 to give.
Been a remarkable comeback by the Volunteers, who were lethargic early, but came alive, led by their defense here in the second half. Vanderbilt only 3 of 19 from the 3-point arc in this half. Bradshaw has to call timeout. Nobody open to throw it into. 49.7 seconds left. Bruce Pearl gathers his team after the timeout.
Tom, this has been a remarkable comeback by the Volunteers in this second half. After that terrible performance and only 21 points in the second half, Bruce Pearl's Chargers have really come out and played a great second half. As I said earlier, there are a lot of heroes in that group out there. Not just one guy has done it.
And when they went small with Wingate in foul trouble is when the defense really began to click. Hope you'll stay tuned. Coming up on most of these stations next, Regular season champ LSU toward Vanderbilt 29-13 over the last 10.5 minutes, thanks to their defense, and Kevin Stallings and his Commodores really have had no answer for the pressure defense.
I'll tell you what, if I had one power point that I could point to, it would be Andre Patterson on the defensive end. He really has been terrific.
Bruce Pearl hasn't gotten the hang of that end zone bench yet. He's been out of midcourt a couple times. Byers unable to make the catch. Meanwhile, Mario Moore and C.J. Watson collide. Both go to the floor but get up.
This is a spot throw in now. They cannot run the sidelines. Bradshaw knows that.
Right it to Watson. There's a foul. That's just the 6th. Next one will be 1+1. 45 seconds.
Let Bradshaw take it out again. Give it to Watson again.
There is Watson. He had Lofton spotted for an open 3. Normally you want to play the clock and make them foul, and they do. Mario Moore commits the foul, but the way Lofton shoots the 3, been mighty tempting to give him an open look.
Well, he had such a bad first half, but he has found the range here in the second 20.
Tennessee has hit 9 of 10 at the free throw line today, and C.J. Watson, there's the graphic. C.J. Watson hits 87%. Fourth best free throw shooter in the conference, and has taken the steam out of the Vandy faithful. This ferocious comeback by Tennessee.
Three possession game now for Vanderbilt.
Byers lost it. And Lofton is fouled. Patterson with his 5th steal of the game, Larry. 5 steals and 4 blocks for Andre Patterson.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to pass out a few roses to the defensive play today of Andre Patterson. I mean, we talk about offense all the time, but I'll tell you what, Patterson did a terrific job on the defensive end. And Bruce Pearl, when he starts looking around today, the heroes, there's the guy right there that you got to point to. He has had a terrific game on that defensive end.
Well, the Tennessee Volunteers back on track thanks to a spirited second half here in Nashville as they break that 2-game losing streak and show why they are SEC Eastern Division champions. They'll go into the SEC tournament with some momentum and hoping to enhance their seed in the NCAA tournament. 20 points for Lofton, 21 points for Lofton now.
Vandy turned it over.
In our Red Lobster nothing but net shot of the game, Dane Bradshaw gave Tennessee its biggest lead at the time.
Tell you what, he's had a good second half too. That 3-point field goal kind of solidified the second half, I think, for Tennessee.
And Chris Lofton coming alive in the second half offensively. 17 points in the second half, 21 in the game for Lofton. 33.1, another Vandy foul. What a turnaround.
Tom, it's a real credit, I think, to Bruce Pearl, his staff, and these players, because, you know, they could have really folded their tent, particularly in that first half when they got down. I think they were down as much as 14 in the first half, and I know they were down 16 in the second half, and still they battled back.
And they're going to win by maybe 10 points or more. It's a gigantic turnaround. Disheartening for the Commodores, who seem to have it locked away. A 14-2 run over the last 3 minutes by Vandy. Foster's 3-pointer won't go down. Rebounded by Lofton. Scramble for it. Bradshaw. Patterson. Back to him, but through his hands. Well, that's the last thing Tennessee wanted was a foul, but it won't matter. It's on Patterson with just 10 seconds left.
Well, Tom, it sets up next week. I mean, we're going to move down the street a few blocks, going to the SEC tournament at the Gaylord Entertainment Center down there. It's the second time you and I have been in there for the SEC tournament.
In a wide open tournament. It should be a lot of fun, and if you can't be at the games in Nashville, hope you'll join us on most of these Jefferson Pilot stations. It all starts on Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. 4 games on Thursday, 4 on Friday, 2 Saturday championship games. Sunday, we'll have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday action for you on JP. C.J. Watson goes out for the final time in a regular season game, as does Andre Patterson, and the Vol faithful here at Memorial Gym give them a standing ovation. Dan Cage. 10 seconds left. Tennessee is going to win for the 21st time this season, the SEC East champs, with 10 second-half steals and 20 points in the second half off Vanderbilt turnovers. Turn the game around, coming from 16 down in the second half to win it going away by a 68-59 count. Impressive effort by the 11th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers, winning on the road against arch-rival Vanderbilt today.
Good win again for Tennessee. I thought their defensive work and really Lofton coming back and getting his offensive high really got it going for them.
17 points in the second half for Chris Lofton, who finished with a game-high 21 as Tennessee wins and heads to the SEC tournament with a little momentum. Hope you'll join us starting on Thursday for SEC tourney action. Stay tuned for LSU Ole Miss. So long, everybody.
The national stage.